What's up, y'all? You're tuned into Vision and Heels Uncensored, the podcast dedicated to giving you the raw truth on all things V&H. We're talking real-life experiences infused with faith and an unwavering commitment to authenticity.
I'm Ivette Pujol, your Vision and Heels Community Manager, a Cuban visionary with Miami roots.
And I'm Jeanette Marie Rodriguez, the CEO and founder of Vision and Heels, Puerto Rican and Dominican Bronx native, your New Yorican host. We're here to share our take on navigating life, business, and all the hats we proudly wear.
Time to pour the cafecito. Let's dive in.
Hey y'all, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Not sure when you all are listening, but just wanted to go ahead and give you all a shout out. It is J Rod, aka J Marie, Jeanette with you today. And today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to talk about motivation. And I think that this is a good time to bring that up because we are all trying to get to our goals, get motivated to finish up the goals that we have set for our businesses, for our personal lives, for our work, for our children, for our families, right? We're all in the hustle mode right now. And we're all just trying to get motivated, right? We try to surround ourselves around people, around places, around things that may motivate us. So I thought it would be a good topic. Again, something that I have been dealing with and just trying to get motivated to get stuff done and just help meet my goals. So before we get started, as always, wanted to start off with some gratitude, as we always like to start our shows off with. So today I'm gonna say I'm thankful for just being able to buy food for Thanksgiving and be able to host in my home and be able to put up the tree and just have folks coming over. That is a blessing, right? We know in America we have a lot of people that may not be able to purchase food, may not have family nearby to have Thanksgiving with. So I don't want to take any of those things for granted. And with Thanksgiving being right around the corner, you know, me and my family just preparing our homes for the company and for the meals that we're gonna cook. I just wanted to, point that out this week and say that I'm thankful. I'm thankful that God gave me the ability to be able to purchase food, to serve, to cook, and to serve my family and friends that will be joining. It's the one holiday that I do host every year in our home, so I'm super excited that I get to host it. And this year my tree has been up for a few days now, which I'm super duper proud of myself. Typically we try to get the tree up before the Thanksgiving guests arrive, so we are decorating the tree the Wednesday before while I'm prepping the food and the kids are running around. And it's always fun because we have the music, the Christmas music going. The dogs are all over the place. They know something's happening. They know we got trees and boxes coming out the garage and of storage. So they know something's happening. But all good. We got a week head start with our trees. We have two. We have one in our living room, one in our family room. And yeah, we're super excited and grateful. All right, so today's topic, as I mentioned when we started, we're going to talk about motivation, but we're going to do it a little different. Why waiting for motivation will kill your goals. I know some of you are saying, wait, what? Motivation is supposed to be something positive, right? I'm supposed to be motivated to finish my goals. I'm supposed to be motivated when I'm around others, right? And that's not necessarily the case, right? Most of us, are seeking that motivation. And what happens when we don't find the motivation? Are we just not meeting our goals? Are we just not starting? Are we procrastinating? Right? And honestly, I'm going to be totally honest and real with you guys. This is V&H Uncensored. So, here you go. You're going to get the real raw Jeanette. I tend to get discouraged when I'm not motivated. right? And then I use that as my blame game, right? Oh, I didn't do this because I didn't feel motivated. I didn't have the right folks around me. I wasn't pushed enough. Why do I have to be the only one pushing people? Blah, blah, blah. And I go down this rabbit hole of poor me. And I said to myself, you know what? If I don't like something, guess what? I have the power to change that. And it's no one's fault. And no one has the authority to do that but me, right? Even if they do give me advice, guess who has to take it? Me, right? So a perfect example to this is my fitness goal. I have been on this fitness journey for quite some time. I was always very petite growing up, and even after having my son and my daughter, I went back to being, petite. And then life happened, right? So I gained some weight, and I am just not comfortable. And it's something that I've been saying, okay, I'm going to start the diet, and I buy all the things, and I do buy all the smoothie things, and spending all this money on this and that and supplements, and guess what never happens? Jeanette never gets motivated to do it, so Jeanette doesn't do it. And then I'm sitting here blaming my husband for going to Publix and taking advantage of all the buy one, get one free Entenmann's and Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and he brings home everything that I love, and I'm like, why, right? And I'm blaming him because I'm up at midnight with the stash of Haagen-Dazs that he bought for me. And it's nobody's fault. It's not his fault. He's not the one that has a fitness journey. It's me. Yes, it would be nice if we were both on the same journey and we didn't have to buy the food and we didn't have to have all the junk in the house. But guess what? We also have 2 children that are not on a fitness journey, that are not on a diet, that want to eat a brownie, want to go pick up some crumble cookie. They want to do those things. So it's up to me, right, to be able to say, hey, this is my goal. And yeah, I may not be motivated today, but I have to do something, right? So let's define what motivation is, right? Motivation is a feeling. It's an emotion. And you guys know emotions will lead us down the wrong path most of the time, right? It's not reliable, right? So we shouldn't rely on motivation to get started, right? To take the step. In my case, I just mentioned my fitness journey, right? To start the diet, to eat healthier, right? Contrast this with what people actually rely on to be successful, right? So none of them wait for a feeling, right? They rely on their schedule, right? So let's look at a professional athlete, a CEO, someone that knows that they need to get stuff done, right? So even me with my business journey, I do things that I know have to get done, right? But when it comes to my fitness journey, I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that. I can rest. No, it should be a non-negotiable. That's just as important to me, or should be just as important to me, than running a successful business, right? So why do I put so much emphasis on, Vision and Heels and my company and making sure it succeeds, and I know all the numbers and I'm doing all of the things, and I could probably talk about my business and my P&L, statement in my sleep. I could do it with my eyes closed, all of that, right? But tell me how many times I've been to the gym in the last 6 months. And I have an amazing machine that my husband bought me a few years ago called the Peloton. And it's awesome, and I love it, and I keep it here in my office so that way it's near me, and if I have a minute, I should be on the Peloton. And they have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-minute classes. So there's no excuse that I don't have time. If I have 5 minutes to, start scrolling on TikTok or doing unnecessarily scrolling, then I should be able to go on my Peloton for 5 minutes and get a couple miles in, right? And I have a squat machine here that I could be doing some squats to firm up my legs. I mean, there's no excuse why I'm not doing it other than, oh, I'm not motivated. That's what I tell myself. So when I was thinking of something to talk about today, I kind of chuckled at the idea of speaking of motivation, because it is my biggest excuse for everything, right? I'm just not motivated. So I said to myself, let me do some inner soul searching, and let's talk about that today. Anywho's, as I mentioned, for the CEOs, the professional athletes, right? They are out there, whether they feel motivated or not, right? If it's raining, they still are out there practicing, working out, meeting with their team, meeting with their coaches. Things need to get done. They need to win those games, right? And for us, if it's raining or things are just not in line, we woke up on the wrong side of the bed, guess what? We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing because we don't feel like it, right? We're going to look for an emotion. We're not feeling motivated, right? So we're just not going to do it. And is that going to help you meet your goal? Absolutely not. Right? So waiting for motivation is a vicious cycle. You wait for the motivation, then what happens? You do nothing, right? Then when you do nothing, guys, it gets worse. You start feeling guilty, right? You start feeling shameful, right? And then guess what? It gets worse. You're even more unmotivated, right? So the longer you wait, the harder it is to start, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is don't wait till you are motivated to start. Just go ahead and start, right? And create that habit, right? So discipline as a habit, right? So you don't need to be motivated to brush your teeth. You have to do it, right? In the morning you wake up, you wash your face. I would hope you do that. You shower, you do all the things. You don't feel like you need to be motivated to do that, right? It's a non-negotiable. You do it. It's part of your hygiene routine, right? It's part of your habit. Why are you not doing that with your goals, right? And the things that you want to get done. Right, guys? So I just want you guys to think about that. Think about it as a habit. Create some sort of discipline in your life that whatever it is that you're trying to do, in my case, working out, is part of my daily, right? There's a non-negotiable there where I get up, shower, if I'm going to work out in the morning, maybe I just go and put on my workout clothes, or I put it by my bed, or I take everything out the night before. So that's one less thing to think about that could potentially stop me. Oh, I don't have my clothes out. I don't have enough time. No. Create those habits that there's no going back, right? This is what I'm doing. This is part of my routine. And at the end of the day, guys, it makes me feel happy, right? That, hey, I had a goal out and I wanted to work out 3 days a week this week and I got to do it, right? So you're checking off that box. You're feeling excited. You're feeling like, hey, I did something for me, right? You start feeling good. So create that habit, create a discipline for it. Let it become your non-negotiable, okay? So just take action, even a tiny bit. As I mentioned, even if it's bringing your clothes out, if it's fitness that you're trying to do, if it's maybe planning for a quarter in your business, right? Maybe just create some time in your schedule for a meeting to plan, right? Looking at your numbers. I get that all the time from some of my clients. Hey, I just don't like looking at my numbers. But guess what? It's still there, right? And if you don't look at it and you're running your business, chances are you're at a dangerous place. And I hope you have an accountant or a bookkeeper, somebody looking at your numbers. Because if you're not looking at your numbers, you don't have a professional looking at your numbers, your business is in trouble, right? So maybe it's baby steps. Maybe you don't look at it every day, right? And that's okay. You're not crazy like me. That's okay. You're normal. Maybe you do a habit of cleaning up your books every couple weeks. Maybe it's monthly. But if your goal is to further your business financially, you should know your numbers, right? I'm just throwing out different goals, right? Like we talked about fitness, finance, just depends on what your goals are. Just start off small if you can, right? Just so that you have that sense of accomplishment, like, hey, I did something. And when you do feel accomplished, it releases dopamine, right? And that's that feel-good chemical, which then becomes a genuine motivation to do more, right? Take action, you have momentum. Now you're motivated, right? Motivation is going to come by you taking action, feeling that momentum, and then motivation will follow, right? Don't wait. And I do this too, right? You're probably waiting for motivation to come first so that you can take action and then feel the momentum. I'm sorry to tell you that's not going to happen. I've been trying that for many, many years with my fitness, and it's crazy that I can do everything else and not need to feel motivated to be the CEO I need to be for my company, to do the things, to be the parent, to do all the things that I need to do, but I can't get it right with my fitness journey. So I'm working on it, guys. Whatever your goals are your goals, but I'm right there with you on the journey, and I'm working on it. All right, so the power of lowering the bar, right? So maybe you create some sort of, maybe a couple minutes, a 5-minute rule, right? To commit to working on the task, working out. Like I mentioned, my Peloton has a 5-minute class. Maybe I just put 5 minutes on the calendar to say, hey, when I'm home, working from home, let me take out 5-minute breaks throughout my day to get on the Peloton, right? That's not bad, right? And it's not going to make me want to quit and stop. And no, that's actually achievable, right? So maybe start off small, right? Don't plan on just, okay, for instance, I mentioned my fitness. So I'm not going to get to an hour. I can barely do 5 minutes, right? So I'm not going to put an hour on my schedule. But what I do like to do is walk. So how about I stack? Okay, for me, walking is clears up my mind. It's all for mental, for me, right? It's the time where I listen to my podcast. It's the time where I plan. So why not say, okay, I'm walking. Maybe I do some speed walking, or I add an extra mile. So now I have extra. I can throw on an extra podcast. I can think a little bit more, enjoy some quality me time. And now, guess what? I've done 2 miles. Yay! Hallelujah! So I'm habit stacking. I love to walk, and I don't do it for health reasons. I do it, well, I guess you can say health. It's more for mental, getting me prepared. I love to be outside. I love to walk around and see the trees and just thank God for everything outside, right? I just love it. So for me, maybe I can do an extra mile or 2 and add that into my daily checklist for working out time, right? So start off small. Guys, it's not that hard, right? And discipline is going to be viewed as self-respect. So if you are disciplined enough to say, hey, I matter, my goals matter, it matters enough that it bothers me, right? So if it bothers me, make it happen, right? You want to show up for everyone else, because I do it too. You want to do all of the things for everyone else, but we are so quick to put ourselves to the side. And that is not how it should be, right? Because if you are a giver, a natural, a person that naturally takes care of someone, then guess what? If you're happy, you're able to give more. They're able to see a better side of you, right? So it is going to help you and everyone around you if you're happy, right? And if you can do these little small steps to get you to meet your goals, you will be happier, right? So what I want you guys to do, you guys know that I always give you guys some sort of homework, some sort of challenge, right? I want you guys to pick a task that you've been waiting to feel motivated, right? And maybe add 5 minutes to say, I'm going to take 5 to 10 minutes to do this task, right? Or I'm going to add it to a task or a habit that I already do. So that way I'm checking off my goal, right? And if you do that, let me know. Follow us on the socials, reach me on one of the platforms and say, hey, Jeanette, I've tried it. It's helping me, because I'm going to do the same thing, guys. So I'm going to be on this journey with you. So with that, I will leave you all. I hope and pray you have an amazing Thanksgiving with your loved ones. And, some may not be blessed to be around all the family that they may like or friends that they may like, and it's okay. Just be thankful that you only see them once or twice a year, and just enjoy your day. Don't let anyone steal your joy, right? And find those 5 minutes to do the one thing that you've been neglecting to do. Find the 5 minutes to do that one thing that you've been waiting on feeling motivated for, okay? Love you guys. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. I would say don't eat too much, but then nope, I'll be lying, because I know I'm going to eat a lot, but it's okay. I'll be back in my fitness journey right after. I plan to walk a lot on Friday. Go shop, support your small businesses. I'll be out there on Friday looking at all the different shops in downtown DeLand and going around and shopping, starting my Christmas shopping on Black Friday. So you guys have an amazingly blessed week, and we will be back next week with a new episode. Bye, y'all. Wow, that was some strong cafecito we poured today on Vision and Heels Uncensored. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. We are truly grateful, as it really helps us pour more into your heart straight from ours.
Remember to live your truth, handle your business, and shine bright.
We'll be back soon to pour some more. Stay blessed.